What's up, Sooner Nation? Welcome back to Sunday night edition of Sooner Surge Double Trouble. Jay and I up here with you tonight. See, Coconut Greg don't going well. Billy, what's up, Billy? Last night, yesterday, what a great day for Sooner fans. A lot of good things happening. Didn't take long. We're 24 seconds in, and someone mentioned Jimbo Fisher.
Yep. Knew it was coming. I'd heard the rumors. I don't know, a few weeks ago, we all heard that they were trying to put the money together to pay him out. Hey, that guy's got it made. $76 million to do nothing. Did you see it's like $208,000 a day?
He's a genius, man. What can you say? The guy's brilliant.
Hey, let's just start there with that. Names. Who? Listen. Hey, what's up, Jackson? How are you? Hey, the Dan Lanning stuff, I think he would be dumb to go to Texas A&M. He's got all the money he needs at Oregon. They can pay.
I agree. Look, best agent in college athletics.
Hey, let me answer this question
fan.
from Sooner.
I got a name for Sooner fan. Obviously, Urban Meyer is going to be on the short list, the very short list.
Yep.
But a guy that I brought up tonight to the Sooner Surge group chat. What about Chris Kleiman from K-State?
I don't think there's any chance.
You think they're going to go someone bigger than that?
I don't see a reason why Chris Kleiman would go there.
What? Chris Kleiman won 4 straight national titles at North Dakota State, and the guy's an elite coach. They would be stupid to not go get him. Coconut Greg thinks about NFL route. Kiffin won't go from Ole Miss there, will he? What? He can't win in the SEC, dude.
He might, but listen, hey, the NFL route, I'll tell you a name to watch in the NFL. Dan Campbell, Detroit Lions.
Oh, yeah, he
would be elite. He would be elite.
He's a grad from there, isn't he?
I don't know. Hunter, you'd have to look that up, but he would be an elite
think
coach.
Dan Campbell played at A&M.
He would be elite because he's recruiting.
Not leaving the NFL.
He would be
leaving the NFL.
Probably not. And this is the guy I said in the group chat tonight, Urban Meyer. Listen, and let me tell you my theory. The fact that they already did this, why did they already do it during the season? That tells me they're going to try to get somebody in place before the season's over, make an announcement so they don't lose recruits. And listen, on the recruit deal, guys, how many players went to play for A&M because of Jimbo Fisher? Very little. They went because of the NIL and everything else. I don't think many players are going to leave, honestly. That's my opinion. Did they go there for Jimbo Fisher, really?
I mean, I don't know who would leave. McKinley acts like Easton said. McKinley's 1,000% stay, he says, but these are students. You never know what they're going to do. And Dan Campbell did play at A&M, so it'd be interesting if he would leave the NFL. He is a great coach. Gary Patterson breaking now. He's a Texas guy. I mean, he's always in Texas. Hey,
I think he's too old.
In the NFL today where he lead. Detroit is about to make the playoffs. He's not going anywhere. He's probably the top coach in the league right now, young guy anyway. And that was cool, Corey. All the pictures you got.
That's what I'm saying, Coconut Greg. They already got somebody in mind.
And that's why Urban Meyer makes sense.
He's not coaching anywhere. He can come right in. Yep.
And I don't see the fit of Gary Patterson at A&M.
Another name that people are talking about is Elko at Duke.
I think that's a bad hire, A&M, if you go get Elko at Duke. I'm sorry. You're bigger than that. Dion, if they get Dion, it's an absolute moronic hire.
I agree with that. I don't think he's ready for that.
Hunter likes Elko as a hire. We do have Hunter backstage. Jackson's on here too from the Sooner Surge. Patterson, too old. Yeah, I agree. Hey, Urban's been chomping at the bit. Just watch Fox Sports. And anything he's on, he's trying to get a job anywhere he can. Guys, big tiebreaker scenario. We dropped a video earlier, and there's still. It's okay, Lori. Don't need to apologize to us. Thanks for being on. Hey, it's still very confusing. But we've kind of hashed out several different scenarios for OU. Of course, OU's got to win out. Okay, I think they do. I think they put it on BYU, and then they're going to roll TCU at home the day after Thanksgiving on Black Friday. They're going to do that, and they're going to need a little help. But we figured out some scenarios, I think, that may be easier than others. Don't you think, Jay?
Yeah, I mean, there's the obvious ones is Texas loses to Iowa State, right? Or OSU loses to Houston. And Jay, Jay, it gave me a headache, and I was on the video. So, yeah. But I think there is a possible way. Now, this would be total wild, but I think there's a possible way if OSU and Texas both went out, you could still get in if Kansas loses out. If you're an OU fan, you got to root for Kansas to lose every game because they're still, when you go to the common opponents, they're the one common opponent that a lot of people have.
Hey,
So,
there's confusion on the common opponent, guys. It's not how high the common opponent was ranked earlier in the year. That's not it. I know there are some comments on there. That's not it. What it is it's the common opponent that all three or all four, whoever has played, who the highest is in the standings of the Big 12. That's what it is. Yes, Infidel, it did make me more upset about the last 2 weeks. Absolutely. I mean, absolutely. And if Bob Stoops goes to A&M, there's zero chance of that, in my opinion.
Zero. I think there's 3 names.
Corey's got it figured
that I
out
would
here.
say.
Hunter, you might drop it in the
say?
chat. Someone asked about OU and OSU. There's a possibility of OU and OSU play again. There it is. Kansas losing out, OU winning out, puts OU. Oh,
so
no, that's not the one.
In that scenario right there, you don't have to have Texas or OSU lose.
Correct.
And Kansas will lose next week to K-State, but will they lose at Cincinnati? That's the game that.
Yeah, and look, if Texas and Oklahoma State both lose, obviously OU's in.
Yeah.
There's no way around. I mean, if they both lose.
I don't know if it's going to open up or not. Listen, that was a fake account on Twitter from what I've heard. And there's no rumblings here in Arkansas that he's going to get fired at the end of the year. So I wouldn't count on that.
Yeah, look, I don't want to play K-State. How would it be to go? I mean, Kleiman owns OU. Anything purple, I'm a little worried about the day after Thanksgiving. Purple. OU struggled against anyone in purple the last few years, really.
Hey, is there any chance that A&M goes after a guy that's not as known? I don't think there is. They're going to go after a big name.
Yeah, I mean, look, you got Mike Norvell at Florida State.
Why would you leave Florida State?
Jay, money talks, bud.
I don't care.
10 million is 10 million. What? That is exactly right. Mark, I want Okie State so bad. I don't know how we're going to. What is the scenario for OU OSU? There is one.
There's a few scenarios for OU OSU.
There's a few scenarios where that can happen.
If Texas loses to Iowa State, it's OU OSU if OSU wins out.
Even with K-State winning out. I think there's a way it could not be, Jay.
Hunter, you put that in there. If Texas wins out, if Texas loses to Iowa State and OSU and K-State win out, what's that scenario give you? I think that gives you OU K-State is what it gives you. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that would be the Bedlam matchup. Hey, Mark, if Iowa State wins out, they're in the Big 12 title game.
OU versus Iowa State if they
OU Iowa State. Hey, go back up to that comment of Mark, right here, Mark. There is a way that in there, Jay, if Texas loses, is OU automatically in? I thought we said
no. There's a way they don't. There's a way they don't get in if Texas loss is to Texas Tech.
Exactly. So Mark, if Texas beats Iowa State next week, but then loses to Tech, OU
which isn't going to happen.
It's not going to happen, but OU's left out in that scenario.
Yeah, that's correct.
So it's got to be the right loss, Mark. And the right loss is next week in Ames at 7 o'clock on Fox. All Sooner fans are going to be tuned in. We'll be on this live next Saturday night, hopefully with the Ames, Iowa, just scouring the field.
Hey, Shelby says Leipold. Listen, I know a lot of people love Leipold. I think that would be a bad hire. I think he's good. I don't think he's a great for a huge program guy. That's just my opinion. And I may be totally off base with that. But
Hunter is right. Your Mark has had that game circled since July.
Oh, Texas Tech? That's true. Texas Tech, Texas? Yeah. 100%.
And he's probably got Iowa State. Anything that can happen to where OU or Texas is in that title game, they're going to try to keep away from it. Promise you.
That's true. That's true. They're going to do their best. They're going to do their best.
Iowa State's got a great chance of winning. Jonathan Brooks, the elite running back from Texas, guys, is out for the year. He tore his ACL. Now, Baxter is pretty good. But I wish Quentin was on here. We could talk to him about it. I don't see him on here, but if he is, maybe. Yes, I'm still mad about Kansas and OSU as well. UCF
Hey,
wasn't great either.
this one's interesting, and let me throw you a scenario. I know people have mentioned Lane Kiffin. I don't think there's any chance Lane Kiffin's going there. He's already been at big schools like Tennessee and USC. Why is he going to go to another one? Whatever. But if he were to go there, the Ole Miss job for Levy would be a possibility.
I agree. Yeah, I don't think Kiffin goes and brings. He could bring Levy to A&M. I don't know, but guys,
No, he's
look,
not. He's going to take a
I
head
don't want
coaching
to
job,
start.
Levy.
I don't want to start an argument on here because I've been very highly critical of Jeff Levy, and he's been bad at calling some plays. But you can't lie that a lot of the schematic things that he does is impressive. Now, Mark asked the question, who fixed it, Levy or DG? I'm going to answer your question, Mark. Yes. Yes. They both fixed it. Look,
And
I mean,
DG would be the first to tell you he was way more aggressive than the run game last night. And that
way
was a
more
big part of
aggressive.
the offense.
And Mark, I'm going to just I sent something to the group chat earlier of Sooner Surge, but there are two plays in the third quarter. Go back and rewatch it. It's at the 8:43 mark. First down and second down. Both were handoffs to Sawchuk. Both plays, go back and watch. Both plays, OU's receivers, 3 or 4 receivers are going down the field for pass. They were going on pass routes. It was a zone read. So some of that DG could have pulled out and hit him over the middle, which he did a lot of yesterday. But so I think it's really a correlation and combination of the two things, honestly.
Yeah, appreciate that, Chester. That would be great, guys. Hit the like button, please. Helps out a lot. Do you guys think Jimbo firing will affect Hicks or any of the other 5 stars? Now, listen, I answered this earlier. I'm going to answer it again. My opinion only means crap, probably, okay? But I'm going to say it. I don't think a lot of these guys went to A&M because of Jimbo Fisher. So I don't think they're going to leave because Jimbo Fisher got fired.
The only way they're
That,
leaving is the money man. If the money man leaves, I mean, and Mark, you might disagree with what I said, and I mean, I don't know. I know someone on the chat here had I can't remember who about there were no throws behind the line of scrimmage. That's one thing Levy did a lot better. He did not call a lot of wide receiver screens.
hey,
I'll
I
give
will say
credit there.
one of the names, though, if you're going to talk about guys that would, I think the one that they have the best relationship with was David Hicks. So I would say if there's a chance, I do think NIL is such the big reason why they go to that school. But if there is a guy to flip, I'm just saying the relationship with David Hicks was great. So
Yeah,
he
but
would be one if he does enter the portal, there's a great chance OU would get him.
but like Sooner fans said, his parents are smiling, grinning ear to ear. They're getting
I
paid
know.
somewhere.
And
So
listen,
yeah,
guys, let's talk about the facts here. If they can pay $76 million to buy out a coach, they can pay every player on that team 500 to $1 million. I mean, they can do
yeah.
whatever they want with that much money.
Hey, do you think I'm not sure on the Stoney relationship with Hicks?
Well, a lot of the defensive line, a lot of guys have a relationship with Hicks on OU's team. That's for sure.
Jackson does say
Yeah,
Stone and Hicks are
they
friends.
are.
Hey, someone asked about, yeah, I don't love the red shirt, but I get it. I'll just say that. I get it because if DG doesn't get hurt, they're not going to waste it on a 40-point blowout. I'd love to see Jackson Arnold. He's only playing if there's a hurt. Or they did say, I mean, Venables alluded to, unless we want to bring him in a game and use him because they need to. I mean,
Hey,
so.
DG is able to play another year. He's not, though. He's not playing another year. Not at OU. He's leaving. He's done.
Do
So
you
he's
even
already
think if
said
he
that.
tries to come back, well, what's going to happen?
He already said he's done. He's done.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, will Hicks be all in? That's a big question everywhere. And you know, Grant Briggs was in attendance, right?
Yeah, Grant Briggs had a great visit, everything I've heard. So,
Yeah.
Tebow, hey, Urban Meyer's the guy I think they're going to hire. If you had to tell me right now to put all my marbles in, who's it going to be? I'm saying Urban Meyer.
I agree. And hey, Uncle Charlie, DG, the only other place he will play is in the NFL or on a scout team somewhere. He is not transferring anymore. He's alluded to that. This is it. He's also a business entrepreneur. Don't know if he'll go that route after NFL. But can we talk for a second about NFL? Stoops will be drafted. Will he not?
Yes, he's going to be drafted.
Lori says someone said Brick silently committed. I
Lori,
don't know
where'd
where
you
you
hear
saw
that?
it.
I haven't heard that, but
I've
hey,
not
who
heard
knows?
that, but it wouldn't
I'm not
surprise me,
denying
but
it.
I've not heard it.
I'm not denying that at all. It could have happened. I mean, a lot of guys do silently commit on visits, so who knows?
The XFL. You guys remember that? Hey, Coconut Greg, remember the XFL?
He hate me.
He hate me.
He hate me.
Do you remember he hate me, who he really
Hey,
is?
how
Jay.
about DG go play for Bob Stoops?
Oh, gosh. Matt Blackwell, Jay. I
Matt
can't.
Blackwell. Oh.
Jay, should we?
I'm not. I'm passing.
Should we go there, Jay?
I'm not going there. Hey, heard that in this chat.
We've never said anyone silently committed. Now, if someone in the chat did it, maybe they said, I don't know. I'm just saying we have not heard that.
Hey, what about this scenario? Is there any chance DG decides, you know what, my last year, I'm going to transfer and play for Hawaii?
No chance.
Zero?
There's no chance, Jay. Might play for Bob. That is correct. Jackson says Matt an idiot.
They're saying someone in the chat said that. I don't know.
Arlington Renegades, baby.
Who knows? That's down the road. But, hey, I hope. Oh, Jackson, that is not the worst take ever. He loves Hawaii.
It actually is, Jay. It actually is.
How?
Why would you go play? Let's just stop talking about it.
Why? Hey,
not
NIL,
going there.
NIL money.
Yeah. Hey, we haven't even talked about it yet. OU plays at 10 a.m. next week. 10 o'clock.
Yeah. What about it? Canick did look good last night. Canick looked great. You know, I think Canick basically got out there after getting pulled and benched and thought, you know what, I gotta play ball. You're right, Coconut Greg. I was throwing a dumb thing out there. They probably don't have any NIL, but
hey guys, I know it's 11 a.m. Central. They play at 10 o'clock. Where they are, it will be 10 o'clock.
Mark, so now they're playing at 9 for you, right? Yes, Easton. Deshaun is banged up. That's correct.
Hey, Hunter, can you do me a favor or someone go see has BYU played any game at 11 o'clock this year at home? I guarantee you it's no. I would bet my life savings of $12.58 that it's no.
For who?
There's no way they've played at 11 o'clock. I mean, at 10 o'clock their time this year yet.
BYU?
I guarantee you they have.
Zero.
It's all Brett Yormark in the Big 12.
Well, yeah. But honestly, though, aren't you kind of glad it's a morning game?
I mean, I guess, but 10 a.m.
Do you really want it to be at 10 o'clock at night and have
they're gonna have to get to the they're gonna have to get to the field about 6:30 or 7, Jay. It's ridiculous for football. Mark, that's hilarious.
Yeah, but they get the travel time back, which they have an early short week. So it kind of helps in that favor.
Yeah, I mean, you get home by 4:30 in the afternoon. Whatever. Get home in time to have a watch party to watch the Longhorns go down.
Hey, I'm going to be tailgating with some sausage gravy and biscuits on Saturday, boys.
Oh, yeah, baby. Hey.
How about chocolate gravy? Who likes chocolate gravy?
Chocolate gravy. Does anyone here eat chocolate gravy? Answer the question. Chocolate gravy. It is a thing. It's a Southern thing. If you've never had chocolate gravy, you got to have it. It's unreal.
Jackson says nighttime alignment. We would lose.
Just like nighttime environment, Iowa State lost at BYU last night. Chester, yeah, you guys leave and like it. Thanks, Laura. You like chocolate gravy as well. Good. Oh yeah, Mike, chocolate gravy.
Hey, and I know somebody, I think it was Easton earlier, was talking about silent commits from Blackwell or whatever. Listen, one thing I'll tell you right now, I don't follow all these sites and messages, so I don't know anything about commits. So if y'all are saying, I don't know, and the reason I laughed it off is because I don't follow that stuff, guys. I get on Twitter and talk to y'all. So
yeah, I mean, we have some sources, but I'm not a big message board guy. This is just what we do at the Sooner Surge. What is red eye gravy?
Red eye gravy is how would you explain that? I don't know the recipe for it. He can explain it.
Sooner fan. Northwest Arkansas is beautiful. When I retire from teaching in Oklahoma, there's a good chance I could go to Northwest Arkansas and teach there for a few years and retire there because it is a beautiful place.
Hey, and he drove through with the trees changing. It's beautiful, beautiful. Hey, did you go to Silver Dollar City though? That's the question.
If you did, you got to get you. If you did, you got to get you some succotash and saltwater taffy.
Or as I like to call it, Steal Your Dollar City.
Steal Your Dollar City. Hey, listen, boy, if Stoops, I think Stoops gets 1,000 guys.
He only needs 150 yards a game in the last 2 regular season games.
Hey,
but you had
Jay, we got to talk about Jay's comment here because Stutzman. I am very interested if Stutzman is going to come back.
If you had to ask me right now, all my marbles in, Stutzman's coming back.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. I think he loves it. I think he loves college and he loves the team.
Hey, there's a big relationship with Kanik and Stutzman, and you could tell when Kanik got in that second half. You know, I'm sure there was a lot of conversation because he was pretty much benched the whole first half. Kanik, that's the Kanik we needed all year. Everyone's saying he comes back. Wow.
Hey, the guy that won't come back, in my opinion, Tyler Guyton.
Hey, someone said he played yesterday at the end of the game.
He didn't play.
I never saw Guyton in the game at the end.
I never saw Guyton.
No.
And that's a good point. He may want to play in the SEC. I mean, Mike's dropping the ham drippings. Okay, ham drippings, a pinch of coffee and flour made into gravy. That's red eye gravy. Okay. I'm getting hungry. Hey, are y'all Thanksgiving traditionalists? Like, I'd rather do Mexican food on Thanksgiving.
Oh, please. Please. Hey, yeah, hey, for an SEC title, Jay, which I think, honestly, SEC title your first year is probably
tough schedule.
Pipe dreams right now. But I do think you got to have Stutzman in. And, you know, I think that's a luring factor for guys to be the first team to play in the SEC. I think, especially with NIL these days, like that's a big thing.
Hey,
thank you, Greg. I'm a traditionalist as well.
Hey, USC in a bowl game, I could care less because if you play USC in the bowl game, there's no chance Caleb Williams is playing. 0.
Yeah, I agree. Mashed
taters. Any chance?
Mike calls it mashed taters.
Hey, any chance? Lincoln Riley to A&M. Any chance?
Yeah, there's a chance. There's always a chance with Lincoln Riley. TCU game, if OU makes the be at that game. I am planning. I would love to be in Arlington if there's a chance that they get there.
Yeah, I did not like the Unity's uniforms.
I know you don't, Jay. I just wish they had the names on the back, but that would defeat the purpose of Unity. So there's that. Hey, so he was in College Station last weekend. Shelby, you are kidding, correct? That's sarcasm, right?
How about the fan?
I wouldn't be shocked.
Hey, how about the OU fan that lost her mind on Lincoln?
That was hilarious.
Hey, I'm trying to get her on the show.
He said something back to her. Said something sweetheart.
I'm trying to get her on the show.
Hey, pork chops, name the show, Jay. First, let me see if our viewers can get it.
Okay.
Viewers, you guess this. Pork chops and applesauce and that swell. Pork chops and applesauce.
I can't.
In that swell.
I don't even understand what you're saying, but whatever. Hey.
Someone will get this correct.
Boomer Sooner Trader. Hey, should I get her? I'm trying to get her to come on the live tomorrow night with us.
What wasn't a real quote? Thank you, Mike.
He got it.
Peter Brady. Sling Blade. Sling Blade would be Christopher Knight. Okay, you got Barry Williams, Christopher Knight, Coconut Greg. You got Mike Lookinland. Okay, that was Bobby Brady.
Marine
McCormick, Eve Plum. Cindy was something Olsen. Susan Olsen?
Yeah.
Alice, Ann B. Davis.
Okay, Jeremy, great. You know Brady Bunch. Okay, good, big deal.
Okay,
I also know for a fact that Jeremy quit the 8th grade basketball team because he wanted to watch the Brady Bunch. He missed them.
And you were on the team with me, Bub. You were on the team with me, and you quit too. We didn't have DVRs.
Whoa, infidel. Mustard and biscuits?
Honey mustard, yeah. Chick-fil-A.
With chicken.
Hey, do you remember the lost Brady J, the one that added to the family later?
Oliver. Hey,
Oliver. Hey,
dog ticks and
yeah.
maggots.
Philip, we were talking about this. This lady said, Boomer Sooner traitor, and he said something about sweetheart to her. What
I
was the
thought he
quote
said,
Hunter was talking about? He said it wasn't a real quote. What are you talking about, Hunter? Not a
hey,
real
he
quote.
just said something. I think he said something. He just did a smart aleck. It was nothing bad.
No, it wasn't bad. He just said something sweetheart to her.
Ranch on taquitos is good, Jackson. So,
Oh, yeah, that's good, man. Hey, obviously, last night it wasn't a pipe dream. OU could be this good all year. Offensively, it was unbelievable what they threw out there yesterday. And it was a well-oiled machine. And the question again is, where has it been? We talked about that. I heard his voice said something, Hunter, on the video. He looked at her and said something. Sounded like sweetheart is all I can make out. Ethan
I don't know
Downs.
about start, but Gibson
I
needs to
love
play a
Ethan
lot more.
Downs. I love Ethan
I do.
Downs.
I'm going to say, Jackson, I'm going to disagree with that.
It depends on next year, though, really.
I just think first-round draft pick at receiver, it's tough. You got to be really good.
Hey,
I'm not saying you can't.
The atmosphere was great last night. I don't see how they wouldn't have been impressed. It was a night game. You get a blowout. If you're a defensive guy, you get to see a great goal line stand. You got to see the team defend each other in a fight type scene. I think a college kid would have been loving every bit of that.
Don't you think Matauer grew on me last night? He's going to go down as one of the. I love that guy.
He's not a burner. Nick
Anderson's
Anderson's not a burner. I agree.
He was hunting that dude down after that extra point. He was
Easton
hunting
says
down.
loudest the crowd's been all year. Easton, hope to see you at Chick-fil-A this week down in Glencoe.
How about this? How about the fist bump to the president there? How about the backlash that's getting on Twitter from people? These people are idiots.
Oh, it's
ridiculous. They're not OU fans, obviously, but they're like, who would want to go to that university when he supports that? I'm like, you don't even know what happened in the game, so just stop talking. The people that get on there that don't watch the game and try to make a comment like
dude.
that.
President Herzog's legit. Fist bump was elite. Okoye was there last night. Had a picture with Ethan Downs. He's playing for the homeschool championship. It's so weird, guys. They played Thursday and Saturday, 2 games in 3 days.
It's weird.
That is weird.
They're going to win it, I think.
Hey, OU's loaded at the end position in the next couple of years.
Yeah, but they got to start producing, Jeremy.
We haven't seen much of the young guys, Jay. Stripling did play a little bit last night. Stripling did play.
It's on Twitter. The video's on Twitter, Mars Jam. They're going to redshirt Arnold. That's what they're doing. So he's not playing unless an injury happens. I don't think he's getting in the game.
Which last night, it's 52-20 or whatever, and we're still running. Answer me this question, I'll calm down.
You never calm down. You've never calmed down in your life.
52-20.
Look at you. You're like on your edge of your seat, man. You're about to lose it.
Listen, 52-20, Dillon Gabriel's running the ball. Yet, the last 2 weeks, he barely ran the ball.
I agree. I don't understand it. Don't you think DG's – don't you think his attitude –
Yeah.
I see him don't you think his attitude was way different last night than the last 2 weeks?
He seemed man-possessed there. Hey, PJ played a little more last night, had a good bull rush. I'm surprised he's not in there as much. Did someone ask who the DTS was going to be next year? Defensive tackles or defensive ends? The tackles next year, you still got Dejon Terry, who's going to start in the middle.
Yeah, but you got some big dogs coming in.
Grayson Halton's been great when he gets in there.
Does David Stone start?
No, he's not a starter.
You don't think so?
No. I think he plays a lot. I think they rotate a lot.
Dude, he's a 5-star, Jeremy. 5 stars are built different, dude.
I agree. They are. Infidel, let me ask you this. Are you
Tommy Harris, did he start day 1?
I think so, yeah. Hey, Infidel, are you implying that DG had the handcuffs off, implying that he was some kind of prisoner and Levy is the jailer and Levy is the one handcuffing him. Is that the analogy you're using? Stone, I don't know how much weight for D tackle. I mean, what is Stone's weight, Jay? 280?
I don't know, but Jaden Jackson and Easton's right. Jaden Jackson's really good. I think he's way underrated.
He may play before Stone, honestly.
And the SEC is different. That's why DeJohn Terry's come over and done really well. He's playing in the SEC, guys.
Oh yeah, I mean,
285.
I was almost right on that. I guess
now,
that
I'm pretty sure they shook hands. I saw him talking at the half.
Neil Brown
midfield.
was visibly upset at the officials, not at BB.
Well, and
now,
he has
could have been
right
mad about B. He could have been. He had a right to be on the officials, but so did OU. But he could have been upset with how OU kind of ran the score up.
But did you hear about the listen, on the goal line stand, there's no way he got in. I don't think he did ever. But the fact that they don't have a goal line camera on the pylon when it's a televised game is ridiculous, Big 12. That's ridiculous.
Well, Infidel, what are you saying? The post-game interview. Now, I admit the post-game interview after Kansas, okay, they didn't throw the ball much that game. They blamed it on the weather and other things. But the next one, OSU, they aired the ball out. The handcuffs didn't seem to be on in that one. So,
hey, and we can say all we want about the Kansas game with the bad play calling, but if you turn the ball over 5 times, you're probably not beating 11 of us that are on this chat right now. I mean,
one was a pick six.
I know it was awful. I mean, the turnovers killed them that game.
Absolutely did. Early score predictions for BYU game. I'm going to say OU a lot, BYU a little.
What do you mean when you saying when BB was mad last night, Jeremy?
No, I said Neil Brown was mad at the officials.
Oh.
I said, and he possibly could have been mad if someone implied that he didn't shake hands. I thought he did, but could have. OU brought Gabriel in and was throwing the ball at 52-20. So I'm saying maybe he was mad about it. I don't know. Stop him. How about that, Neil Brown?
Hey, Sawchuck's getting it together, so I wouldn't be surprised at that. He had a $140 almost last week, so
he's starting to get his speed back too.
Iowa State torched him.
He's starting to get his speed back too.
Yeah, of course they're going to say that, Shelby. Of course. I mean, that's the Big 12 for you. I'm so ready to get out of the Big 12. And I know it's going to be tougher competition, but I'm ready to play. But look at next year's schedule, really. You got Alabama at home, and you got LSU on the road. But Tennessee and South Carolina coming to Norman. South Carolina, Beamer job be on the line. They're not doing good at all. Tennessee, Heupel got destroyed by Missouri. And now they play Georgia this week. They're going to get hammered this week.
Hey,
who's the best team in football?
Who's the best team in football? It's Georgia. I've been saying it all year, and I'm right. Stop it.
Who's the next best team?
Yeah, he did talk about how he respected Michigan's the second best team. Respected Levy and Venables. I did hear that as well. And you're right, Infidel. As good as DG has been, some bad throws even yesterday. Very bad. Wide open guys. There's Claire, roll tide. Alabama guys. Jackson says Alabama's the best. They're playing maybe the best ball.
I think Alabama might be the best team.
It's a collision course on Georgia, Alabama, though. It's happening. If Bama wins, there's 2 going.
Hey, Shelby, I say yes. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Who?
He asked, Shelby asked if Levy's staying for the first year of the SEC. I say yes. You said 2 days ago, Jeremy, before the game that you think he's not.
Yeah, I didn't think he would be.
Has it changed?
No, I mean, I think.
So you think he's not next year?
I could see him being gone, but again, I thought it was because of other reasons.
Answer the question. You say I could see
other reasons. Other reasons. Hey, Quentin, welcome. We got to ask you something, Quentin, because you were bragging on Quinn Ewers how great he was, but that you said there's no way they're going to struggle, and they struggled yesterday. How are you feeling going into Iowa State, Quentin? They would want to maybe. Gus Malzahn, man, I don't know about him at A&M, Jay.
Let me throw
Gus Malzahn.
To me, if they get rid of Pittman, there's only one guy Arkansas needs to go get. And he's at SMU, and his name's Rhett Lashley. played at Arkansas, coached high school football at Arkansas, he would be a great coach. Rhett Lashlee, they're 10-2, guys.
Hey,
And one of those
Georgia,
losses to OU.
I do agree with Claire. Georgia's strength of schedule has been awful.
Yeah, but Jeremy, anytime they play a good team, they manhandle them.
I agree. They killed Mississippi. So I think, Bowers is back. Bowers is back.
I got a scenario, guys, and Quentin, I'd like Quentin to answer this too. Okay? If Georgia loses to Alabama in the SEC championship game, right? Alabama wins out. They both have one loss. You got Michigan or Ohio State winner. They're in. Say you got Oregon or Washington. They're in. Who are you taking, Alabama or Texas, if Texas wins out? Who's the committee going to take, Alabama or Texas?
Yeah, because Texas would have a Big 12 championship, and so
they
would
beat Alabama.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
So does Georgia get left out or Texas?
I don't know. It's hurting my head. Hey,
and
Florida State. Yeah, we're not even talking about Florida State.
They're winning out. Florida State's winning out.
Quentin, are you worried about Iowa State at all? And was there another Texas fan on here, Jay Sock, saying Texas held back?
Quentin says Bama, so he's worried about it too. We all know the national media for Bama, and they're playing well. They look good. The eye test is going to matter. And if Texas struggles in victories and Bama's killing people,
I will say Brooks being out. Brooks being out. I think Baxter's really good, so I'm not worried. I wouldn't be worried if I was a Texas fan about that. But I do think you're absolutely outside of your mind if you're not worried about Iowa State when Texas has struggled the last 3 weeks. So, I mean, I as an OU fan, I worry about every game. You never know what you're going to get, and Texas has struggled as well.
Yeah,
night games and Ames aren't always easy.
Hey, Mark's right. If Louisville beats Florida State in the ACC championship game, ACC gets left out of this. Right?
Hey, is Jay Sock a Texas fan too?
Who?
Jay Sock. Ewers' first game back, LOL.
I don't know.
He said something about Texas held back earlier. You don't need to make excuses for him. I guess I held back the last 2 games too. I mean, it's kind of.
I agree with this. You're not going to not take the SEC champion. It's not happening.
The
problem is, do you take Georgia or Texas in that scenario?
I'm sorry. I'm going to get to say Texas hasn't struggled is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
You're ridiculous.
When was the last game they dominated?
I'm a Sooner fan, and I can say, you struggled.
What game? I would like to know what game they didn't struggle in recently.
Yeah, Quentin. What game have they not struggled in? Go ahead and drop it in the chat. Everyone keep the chats coming. We appreciate all you guys on here.
We may go an hour tonight.
Do what?
We may go an hour tonight. Hey.
Oh, wow. He says none. None struggle. No struggling.
So they didn't struggle.
Hey, they struggled against OU. I promise you. How about that?
Houston should have beat them.
Houston should have beat them. Houston's horrible. Did Quinn Ewers play against Houston?
Yeah, that's when he got hurt. That's when he got hurt.
He did get hurt that game. They exposed Malik Murphy.
Listen, I think Texas is a really good team.
So do I. But to say they haven't struggled is absurd.
And I think their defense is extremely good. But listen, they do not have Brooks now. He's out for the year. It's going to make a difference. They have
Baxter's good.
They have Ewers that just came back off an injury. So I think, listen, it would not shock me at all if Iowa State beats them this week at all.
Yeah, I agree.
So here's the stats right there. 3-point win versus TCU, 7-point win versus Houston, 3-point win versus K-State. They're playing great ball.
They didn't struggle any, guys.
They're playing great ball. So what that's saying is they're just not a very good team if they're just barely beating those teams and they're playing good.
I don't know.
Listen, OU has struggled mightily the last month of the year. They looked awful until this last week. And listen,
OU has struggled.
Texas could come out and blow Iowa State out and blow Tech out and be right where they want to be. If they do that, they're in great spot. But the way they're playing, I would be worried just because they haven't played great.
Texas controls their own destiny.
That's right.
Yeah.
And maybe Sark is holding back. I think that's crazy, but
hey, Mark, I think Matt Campbell, man, I don't know who's going to go get him. That's the thing. I don't know that he's going to have to make a lateral move. I don't think he gets a better job. And second of all, who was the other guy that was asked was Kleiman. I think A&M would be stupid to not go after Kleiman.
He's not going to Texas A&M.
I think they would be stupid.
Is he the coach that does he look like a coach to you that wants to just keep going to other schools? And he looks a guy to me looks Kansas State's a perfect fit for him, is it not?
It is a perfect fit, but he won 4 national championships at North Dakota. The guy knows how to win wherever he's been. I go off his resume.
Jackson
he should
asked
coach somewhere else.
Jackson asked an interesting question. Is Sark a better play caller than Levy? Sark's a really good play caller. I like Sark.
Hey,
I think he's
sorry,
a great
I got to ask Quentin. So, hey, where would OU rank in your comment? Where would OU rank in that comment? Just curious.
I think Coach is very good, and I don't know.
KSU,
there is some people that are happy where they're at. I'm just saying that.
I think Levy's scheme is great. I think some of his play calls are suspect as far as Levy. Timely. He's bad at timely things. So I don't know. Yeah, Sark blew it against OU is what Dalpoa says.
Oh, now listen. Mike Gundy's not going to A&M. Hey, he's not going to A&M, but he might try to use it as leverage for more money like he does every time there's a coach opening.
There is no chance they're getting him. And Crystal, I think that there are teams in the NFL that would want Lincoln Riley. Someone would. 100%. Although I compare him to Cliff Kingsbury.
Is there any chance Cliff Kingsbury to A&M? I say 0.
Hey, and yeah, I don't know how Sark blew the game against OU though. What'd Sark do in that game?
I don't know, but if anybody watched the TCU Texas game last night, if they don't complete the 40-yard pass there at the end, there's a good chance TCU ties up. They had a big lead, and they kind of just – I don't know. I don't know. I can't explain it. They just stopped playing or what. But listen, I'll tell you this right now. If you don't show up to play against Matt Campbell, him and Iowa State will eat your lunch. Matt Campbell's a great coach. He is. He's a big game coach, too.
What
plays
is
that underdog role very well.
What does the if question mark mean?
On what? Who is the – I don't know.
Maybe yours is still hurt. I don't know. Maybe they didn't trust him because he threw the pick earlier. I don't know. Don't know what it is.
Maybe he's not healthy enough to bring back yet.
Maybe. I don't know why we're talking so much about it now, but Iowa State is a hard place to play. The fact of the matter is Texas didn't beat OU, and I would love to see a rematch in Arlington. I hope it happens. I hope that rematch happens, or I hope that OU plays OSU. I don't want K-State. I wouldn't mind Iowa State, but I don't who's the Texas held back comment that keep coming on here. Like, what?
They're
Against
Texas held back. Jeremy, who cares? They got to play the games. Who knows?
I
All
agree.
I know
play
is
the game.
Another game. Joey
Dan
McGuire
Campbell, Dan Campbell to A&M. I don't think there's any way they go after Matt Campbell. Dan Campbell from the Lions.
Dan Campbell from Detroit. That would be a great hire, but I don't think he's leaving the NFL.
The only way TCU causes Oklahoma troubles is if they're not used to playing on a Friday. And I agree, Claire. Even Saban struggled in the NFL. It's a different animal. It's just different all the way around. Cliff Kingsbury wasn't great. I'm not saying Riley would be good. I just know that, guys, I don't know how long Riley's going to last at USC. They're not happy with him.
Well, why would you be?
It's bad.
They're bad. But I don't think they're going to have the chance to fire him because I think he's leaving before that happens.
Your mark is going to find a way for OU and Texas not to be bad. If they're in that title game, where's your mark will not be in attendance.
No, but your mark will be at the Texas game against Texas Tech.
Promise you that.
Yeah.
Have fun trying to beat Tech with 15 or 20 extra zebras at that game.
Yeah.
Listen.
Riley might be a guy after USC to be like, I'm going to go back and just be an OC. He does not like the pressure. He doesn't like the spotlight. he said that in a few different interviews. But he may just ride off into the sunset and go to his little camp place in Montana where he likes to go and be done. Who knows with Riley? He's always said he wanted to retire very young. So he may take the A&M job for a ton of money and then retire in 3 years. Who knows?
It was nice to see Kyler back. Kyler Baker, a lot of former Sooners had good days today. Yeah, I don't know how TCU gets those calls. Crystal, thanks so much. Appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Crystal.
So appreciative of you, Crystal. Lincoln has.
Thank you, Crystal.
Next, you'll coach a team that fits his emotional needs. That is hilarious and true. Accurate, maybe. Yeah. Caleb, man, he's not the guy he was last year. That's for sure.
He did not go for the limelight.
Breaking now talking about limelight of California living, not talking about.
But he went to Hyde because there's other sports there that people don't care much about USC football. They went to OU football.
But he's in the mecca of college football. He said it himself. They had like 2,800 people at the last game. I mean, the guy's got the fans.
Let me throw this name out there. Any chance Dan Lanning to A&M?
Money talks. I know that, but
Oregon's got a ton of money, Jeremy.
I don't see a chance.
Oregon's got a ton of money.
You are right. His O-line is awful. He should have stayed in Norman, Sooner fan. Should have stayed in Norman. They could have won a championship.
Are you sold on the Washington coach?
No. When people keep bringing up that Washington is going to be in the playoff, guys, name one team in the past 10 years where you were like, who's their coach even when they're in the playoffs? You don't know it. You got to know the coach.
They're not beating Oregon again.
They're not beating Oregon again.
Hey, and DeBoer, he called it.
Mark knows it. Mark's impressive. That's impressive, Mark.
Yeah, no chance landing to A&M. I agree. What about this name? And if I would A&M, I would throw the bag at him. Won't happen. He wouldn't leave, but Kyle Whittingham, Utah.
I love Kyle Whittingham.
I think he would be a great fit for A&M.
For the players that they have sometimes, he's able to get the very best of each of his guys.
Appreciate that, Josh.
Thank you so much, Josh.
Thanks,
Boomer.
Josh.
Needed a big W for morale. Confidence moving forward. DG played with an edge. That's correct. Who would have thought Drake would be best OU receiver? And, hey, Josh, he is absolutely going to go down as one of the best of all time at OU.
What about this name?
Jay Sock says DG to Heisman ceremony. Zero chance.
Zero chance?
Okay. Jay, let me ask. Okay, I'm going to say some names. I'm going to say Bo Nix.
Penix.
Jordan Travis. Penix. Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm missing a big one. I haven't even said yet. Jordan Travis. There's 5 right there.
You also got, is there any chance if
Brock Bowers?
If Alabama wins out, Milroe?
I don't think so.
Jaden Daniels.
Oh, Jaden Daniels is the guy that I meant.
Gotta be there.
Yeah,
Jaden Daniels has to be there.
Daniels should win it. He should be the winner of the Heisman.
To me, he's probably the best quarterback.
I think he's the best player.
Is he better than Caleb Williams right now?
He's playing better. He's running the ball a lot more. He's elite, Jay. Even Claire, who is a diehard Roll Tide, probably knows every motto that they've ever said, probably knows every Alabama coach's speech, because I know Claire and she probably does. She's saying Jaden Daniels for Heisman. So there you go.
He is so fun to watch.
Daniels is electric. He is fun to watch.
He's super fun to watch.
He is fun to watch. Yeah, absolutely not. There's no way. Are you saying there's no way DG for Heisman?
USC is a dumpster fire for sure. And Caleb's no Caleb at ceremony. I don't think he's going to ceremony.
No.
Are they saying that he thinks he should be there? I don't.
Marvin Harrison may be the first receiver to win it in a while, guys.
He's not winning it. I don't think there's any chance he wins it.
Hunter's right. As a former winner, he may be up on stage.
No. Well, he'll be on stage, yeah. But do you think there's any chance Harrison's going to win it? No.
I think there's a chance he does. There's
What's
a
the
chance.
LOL? LOL
I
about
think he's
what?
probably laughing at Hunter's comment about he'll be there on stage, which I thought was funny.
Oh.
Devontae Smith was the one that won it last
Yeah.
receiver, 2020. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Reagan. Thank you, Claire. That's the last one, yeah. And, guys, I mean, Marvin Harrison's putting up Devontae Smith numbers. You can't argue that.
Okay, but if Oregon runs a table, it's going to be Nix or Daniels, I think.
Possibly, yes.
Penix hasn't looked great lately.
So, hey, Stoops is 40 time. He's not elite speed, but he is elite in quickness. I think his shuttle drills and shuffle stuff will be good. I think his route running, he's gonna just blow their minds on route running and cuts. His 40 time, I don't know what his 40 time is, Jay. What are you thinking? 4, 5, 6?
Probably something like that. And this comment here, I think in most years it would get you beat out, but not this year. There's too many guys on teams that have lost. And I think Mark was talking about here, he needs 300 yards against Michigan. Listen, I don't think there's any way Ohio State's beating Michigan.
Yeah.
Do you?
I don't see it, Jay.
Michigan State has owned them lately.
I actually think that all this stuff about Michigan is going to work to their favor. They're going to go us against the world. I think that's what you're going to see. Makes sense for OU to win early in the morning at BYU, then watch Texas get ripped off by the refs in prime time. That would be great.
And like we said earlier, guys, on the tiebreak scenario, if Texas were to win out, there's still a chance OU could get in. If Kansas loses out, you don't have to necessarily have the OSU loss. It's a weird scenario. It's probably not going to happen, but there is a way. Yeah, I agree, Ray. I agree. Michigan is going to mop the floor with Ohio State. Mop it.
Hey, if it's all right with you guys, we'll go 9 more minutes and make this a solid hour. If you got any complaints about that, let us know. Otherwise, we will go 9 more minutes, but do not get used to this. Starting tomorrow, it'll be back to the 45-minute, guys. School night, you know what I mean?
Tonight's a school night for you.
It actually is tonight is school night. Yeah, as teacher. True. You're right, Jay. Alabama went 13-0, and that it wasn't shortened for them. Yeah, I think pretty weak Heisman candidates. Daniels.
It's a bad year for the Heisman.
Yeah,
I think. I just don't think there's great playing.
11-0 at time of voting is what was what
undefeated Washington with Penix, 2-loss LSU with Daniels. Listen, if Penix was to have an amazing game against Oregon to win the Pac-12 championship, maybe. He has not had a Heisman moment yet. He hasn't been that great.
I agree. Lately. He's just squeaked by a lot. Daniels, if you're going to compare this, hey, does everyone know that Daniels was putting up better numbers than Joe Burrow? I'm just curious. Do you know that? Joe Burrow numbers less than Daniels numbers. I don't think we need to say anything else. My 5A is Carl Albert. There's no way they're not. Okay, it's minor league Oklahoma.
Guthrie.
It's their farm system. Guthrie did play them tight though. 6A2, man. I don't know about 6A2 guys. That's interesting. Milroe if he beats Georgia.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If Milroe wins out, could he be in it? Could be a
Stillwater is who they say. Yeah, Penix is 6'3".
Yeah, he just has a weird throwing motion.
It is funky. I agree. It's kind of funky. It's a lot Michael Vick-esque like, I guess you could say. We got Choctaw. We got Stillwater. Yeah, I mean, you got a 10 a.m. kick, which is I still. Did anyone look? BYU has not played at 11 all year, have they? At home.
No, 2:00 was the earliest.
They won't know how to react to it, too.
They'll probably still be in bed.
Infidel says Milroe will go to New York. There's a lot of guys that can be at New York. I'm not hearing anyone say DG.
Let me ask you this. I know they changed. Some years there's only 3, some years there's 4. And that's all based on, I guess, how many they think can get votes and stuff, right?
Yeah, and look, a one-loss non-SEC champ.
I agree, Mark. I agree.
I think Claire agrees with you too. Said the same thing that
unless you have chaos.
If they don't win the conference, which we know the committee Heather Dinich even said they put a lot of stock in that. But you also look at the strength of schedule. It wasn't great. I mean,
but listen, it's not out of the realm if they were to lose that game. All you would have to have happen is if Florida State lost their championship game and Texas lost theirs, then they're going. You'll get 2 SEC teams in.
that is true. Strength
And
of
their
schedule
strength of
is
schedule. Here's the thing, though.
trash.
Listen,
Trash.
it's Jeremy. It's trash. But right now, if they played Alabama in the SEC championship game, who you picking?
Oh, I'm picking Georgia. I'm picking Georgia until they get beat, Jay.
I agree.
I mean,
hey, that's not true. If Texas wins out, there's a good chance they can get in.
If Texas wins out, that's the only way.
There's a good chance they get in if they win out. Because I don't think
saying Bama. Look, hey, tell me that Georgia hasn't always stepped up when they needed to the last couple of years.
What they always do.
Jay, hey, Carson Beck is better than Stetson Bennett.
Jeremy, you want me to give you a stat? I want you to try to guess. Kirby Smart, Georgia's record last 44 games.
41-3 or 40-2?
43-1.
Okay, I was wrong. Yeah.
43-1. Boom.
And y'all are taking Bama. Okay.
I didn't take Bama.
Okay. Yeah, and they destroyed Ole Miss.
Yeah, but Lane Kiffin cannot do it against the big
Lane Kiffin, get out of the SEC. You can't win in there. I like him. I like him a lot.
He's only hanging around to take the Bama job. You think he gets it? When Saban retires?
No.
Claire, what do you think when Saban retires? Are they
Dabo Swinney's getting it. Dabo Swinney's going to get it, isn't he?
I don't know about that. They may not want Dabo 3 years down the road if they keep losing Clemson.
Claire
I don't think people like Dabo. I don't think there's a lot of Bama people that wouldn't want Dabo, to be honest.
Well, they were calling for him the last 2 years as the coach in waiting, but yeah.
Okay, here we go. Regarding OU making the Big 12 title game, even if Texas wins out but Kansas loses the last 2 games, does that – okay, listen. If Texas wins out and OSU wins out, there's still an outside chance OU goes. You'd have to have Kansas lose both games. I think in that scenario, you would have a 3-way tie with OU, OSU, and K-State, and the common opponent that would be the highest ranked would be Iowa State. And OU gets in. I blew my mind. I don't know if I got that correct, but I think I did.
Claire says Saban done if they win the Natty.
I could see that, actually, Claire. I could see that. Hey, and listen, for as much hate that people give Saban, early in his career, I gave him hate, but he would be great on TV when he retires.
I don't know if he would do that, though. I don't know if he would do that. Look, he's come out and said he doesn't like kind of the way the college football world is going. He said it. But for people, again, I'll say this again. For people who said, thanks, Ron, appreciate you being on here. For people who said that he was done and not able to adjust, he is adjusting really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants that record. I promise you that. Beats Georgia twice. Retires. That would be a great ending, wouldn't it? If Texas loses, K-State wins out, OSU wins out, and OU wins out.
Only if Kansas loses, though.
No, Corey's saying if Texas loses, K-State wins out. K-State has 2 losses, OSU has 2 losses, and OU has 2 losses, and Texas would also have 2 losses. 4-way tie.
OU K-State.
OU K-State.
In that scenario, I'm pretty sure. But
because common opponent was Iowa State.
Correct.
Common opponent Iowa State, OU K-State beat
highest ranked common opponent.
Highest ranked common opponent in the standings. Highest rated. Yeah. So, guys, my
sleep on that.
We're going to end it on that. Listen up, guys. Listen up. Appreciate you all being on here. Crystal, thanks for the super.
Josh, appreciate it.
Josh, thanks for the super. J-Sock, thanks for being on here. All you guys, thanks for being on here. Claire, it's good to talk some national stuff as well. But listen, we are going to be on every night, 9:30 again. If there's an adjustment, we'll let you know. Make sure that you are subscribed to our YouTube channel so you are notified if there's a change in time. But we are here, as always, every night to just listen to you guys and chat it up with you. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Kimberly.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Share about our station. We appreciate you guys and gals. Till next time. Boomer.
Sooner.